So today I'm going to be doing a quick review, sort of. It's probably not going to end up being quick. So, in one of my other videos, I took this car to the skateboard park. This is the Mad Gear Desert Wolf Baja Edition. I got it off a Nitro RCX on sale for $88. It's originally about $100. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. I'm going to start off with the remote and the batteries. The remote, this does come ready to run. Very interesting features on this. Probably can't see that, but it's kind of weird because I was messing around with it trying to get the steering to be straightened out. And the steering is already straightened out, like all the way. But I had a rubber band around here, so it was messing with this by pulling on it. Yeah. So this is actually a 3-channel remote. 3rd channel button here. Pretty good. No antenna, so that's good. 2.4 gigahertz. One problem I did find with the remote, I put a little strap of electrical tape around there because whenever I shook it, the battery compartment would fall out and all the batteries would pop out. Now I found that kind of annoying. So I didn't really think much of the remote, except for the fact that it's a 3-channel remote. And the battery that comes with it, because it's a ready-to-run thing, here's the battery. Focus. Over here. Focus. Better. There we go. The battery. It's nickel metal hydride. I think it's 1200 mAh, but it does not come originally with the Tamiya plug. I put that on there. I use Tamiya plugs for all my cars. People hate me for that. Everybody says get a Dean's plug. I don't care. Tamiya plug is like what's on almost all nickel metal hydride batteries. And they're like, why don't you use the LiPo battery? And I'm like, I think that is dangerous. Which I actually do think it's dangerous, but not very dangerous. It's mostly my mom, because she had a LiPo battery explode on her, and that wasn't very pleasant. So she said, no LiPo batteries in this house. So I don't use LiPo batteries. This part is already detached from this part. So these are 2 separate things. There's 4 body pins. They're not conveniently located. It's kind of hard to get the body off at first. There's one here, here, and on the opposite side the same part. These LED buckets, I wasn't disappointed at all, but other people were disappointed that they didn't have LEDs in them. So I didn't really care. But one thing that I liked about it was that it had bead locks, front and back bead locks. Which, if you don't know what a bead lock is, it's kind of hard to explain. At least I think it's hard to explain, but I'll try to explain it. So the tire goes on the rim, and then it works like a real car. And then you have this plastic thing or metal thing that goes over the tire, and then it pinches down on the rubber and makes it stay in place, so I can't take it off the rim right there, but it won't come off on either one. I've heard a lot of people complaining about the play and the steering and the play and the steering. I'm gonna show you. Boop. See that? I don't know if you can see that, but that's mostly just that. If you held this, that's how much there is. There's probably 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters in there of play. And in the back, there's like nothing. And I was at the skateboard park, so I kind of flipped over once I went off a jump, and I broke this. It's supposed to look like that. Broke it. So I'm probably just going to take this off. The spoiler does not come attached, so you have to attach that, but it's pretty easy to figure that out. I don't know how many turns the motor is. It doesn't say. I'm going to take the shell off. Boom. Took it off. Yeah, I don't have a battery in right now, but you're going to have to deal with that. So, to get to the battery, all you got to do is take out that pin and pull this thing out. There's a convenient little place where you can put all your wires right there. So, as I said before, this does not come with a Tamiya plug. I made this adapter. It comes with a banana plug, which I don't use banana plugs because I don't have any banana plugs. And this was too short to chop off because the leads are too short. So I didn't really want to do that. And you can access it by taking off the roll cage and taking off the cover for that and stuff. But I'm just going to put a thing in there real quick, a battery. Battery would fit in right like that. And let's just slide over it, but I'm not going to do that right now. So, the shocks are pretty good. Back and front. I put these guards here so no dirt would get up here. That seemed to have helped a bit. No dirt got caught in there. Actually, I duct taped the whole bottom so that when I hit the ground, the chassis wouldn't scrape, it would just be the duct tape. The on and off switch. The location on the on and off switch was not a very good location on my, well, what I think is not a very good location, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe you think that's a better location, but I don't necessarily think it's good. Because it's kind of hard to get to with the shell on. The servo saver, turn this around, servo saver, there's not, when you're driving, it doesn't wobble all about. And that's a good thing, but it has a huge turn radius because of this servo saver. Because it'll, what in the world? Weird. So it has a huge turn radius, probably like 30 feet when you're going full speed, and then probably like 5 feet or less than 5 feet when you're going slower. So the slower you go, the more of a turn radius you get. So if you're just going like this and then you turn, I would just let off the gas, then turn, then keep accelerating out of the turn. That makes it for the best turn radius that I found when you're going fast or racing or something. This is for beginners, I guess. I'm not really a beginner because I have 4 other cars, but I found this pretty nice because when my friends come over, they can play with it. One thing that I found about the roll cage was this plastic top thing is not very stable. They seem to have press fitted into there with a thing that you probably can't see. Nope, you can't see it. Oh well. It's just pressed into little slots. Yeah, it's really hard to see, so I'm not even going to bother showing you. But, the servo, if you wanted to replace the servo, you just take off these 2 screws, and then you take out 2 more screws, and then you take out another screw. But I haven't had any troubles with the servo because of the servo saver. That's about it. Oh, yes. Another thing that I found that was really cool was that this motor mount is actually aluminum. And to get to the motor or take the motor off, all you really have to do is take out a screw that's right there and right there. You just take that off, and then you take out the 2 screws that are holding this in place, and you have the motor. But this little place, I don't know why it comes off like that, but it does. But it hasn't ever come off on me while I'm driving. And ESC and receiver are in there. They're not just a circuit board, because that's really annoying. It does advertise as waterproof, and I find that to be quite true. I've thrown this thing into a puddle before and it just drives straight out. It does slow it down because obviously the water resistance is higher than air. So it will slow it down if you run through puddles, but not much. That's it. Catch you next time on Epic RC.